Hi learners, welcome to again to understand more about the plagiarism detection software. I already mentioned that in India under UGC, the whole initiative of plagiarism detection software given to university is under a scheme called Shodh Shuddhi. Now, how can you go for a plagiarism detection software, or what are the parameters to be checked for buying a plagiarism detection software? Before I go into detail, let me take you in the concept that, or don't make an assumption that any plagiarism or plagiarism software can dictate 100% plagiarism content. It's not correct with any software. There will be advantages for some software, there will be disadvantages with some software. So let me check with what are the major features which still anti-plagiarism cannot do. Plagiarism is not only from the online content, it could be from the printed book also. So if you are taking the content from printed material, it could be book, journal article which is not digitized, the software cannot check the content. So for plagiarism software to check the content as well as the article both should be in soft copy. So whatever soft content is available in online or internet, that's only possible. So software vendors claims that we check all internet content which will come to 45 billion documents or this many terabytes of data. This is what is the comparison generally software does it. So one is against the content. The other one is that if it is in regional language, in India we have a lot of official languages, 17 or so, and we have a lot of print or speaking languages with the script, and contents are created in every language. It could be Gujarati, it could be Tamil, it could be Bengali, Assamese, Telugu, Kannada, Punjabi, as well as in our national language Hindi. So even today, many of the software which are made outside India, they cannot, which are very popular I am talking, which cannot check the plagiarism in the regional language. Now people ask that, is it a demerits for a plagiarism software? It's not a demerits. It is because regional languages we use different fonts. Like Hindi, if you are using, Hindi has fonts called Kriti, Kartiga. So we do not have any clue that in which font this is created. So making a plagiarism software to check regional content, we should stick on to one standard font, regional font. If regional font is known, we can make the software accordingly. But people use different regional language fonts. Now how to resolve this issue? In future, we can stick on to one standard. So the content created should be in a globally acceptable font standard which is called Unicode. So when you are typing KA in any language, in Google you can write it in your own language key and it will take it as a regional font. So that is what is the importance of Unicode. So Unicode is one single code. There are 65,000 codes in the world to represent all languages in the world. So that code is specific to a character. So if I am using in Hindi A or Hindi Ka, there is a common used code which is fixed all over the world. So if you are following to that standard, Unicode standard, using the Unicode software for typing or the translated software which is used in Unicode, then the checking is possible, as well as if the content is created, there are two issues. One is your original document should be in that font. Second, the content against which you are checking, that also should be in the same font. But exercises are being done by local vendors in India to address this issue and also to include the regional font. I will not go in details of that. We hope that some software which will come out which can check regional language. As on date, the software can check any plagiarism content only if it is in Unicode. So many popular software which we are going to discuss has this facility about the Unicode integration. So first point was the type of the content and against which you are talking. Second one is about the database. So when you are looking for a software, keep it in mind that regional language checking may not be possible, or if it is possible, how extent it is possible. Now let us try some of the common parameter all these softwares are having. So the most important parameter is that how much content of database they are indexing. So this is one issue. Second, conduct scalability. If all people start to upload document, whether their server will be able to take the load balancing and execute it. So these are the technical parameter to see software. That's why we always go for software which are popularly available, because they have been proven that okay, we don't have an issue. There are softwares available which can cater to the need of 25, that means 2.5 million users. So that kind of softwares are also available in plagiarism. So I will take some case study based on it. So database is very important. When I am talking about database, it's nothing but the content. Now look at the screen which is showing it, that three kinds of databases which is essential for the plagiarism detection software to use. The one is that student papers. Student paper is the last privileged lot on that. Even if student papers are not there, we can still take that software. But the most important thing is that how much it check against the internet resources. These are more or less internet contents are available on open source mode, open access mode. What is open access? It is like your website you are telling to your users. Anybody can log into your login is not required. Anybody can come to your university website and read it. That is an open access content. Journals are published in open access. If you are talking about Wikipedia, it's an open access content. Open access, that is free access without any. So that content, how much this software is able to check. And I'll tell you that many of the software which is having, they are using the standard APIs developed by many of the search engine. So they can check this open access content without any problem. This is the fundamental of any plagiarism detection software, and many software which is coming up also can meet this requirement. The second one is called subscribed content. This is, you have to pay for the subscription to access it. So in research, many of the content which you are going to cite are priced content, subscribed content, or peer-reviewed reference content. So for example, Elsevier, JSTOR, Springer, Taylor and Francis, Emerald, Black Valley, all these publishers, you have to subscribe it by paying subscription charges to this. Some of them are very expensive, some of them are. So directly software may not get access to this content. So the plagiarism software vendor need to have a tie-up or an algorithm to get this content against checking. So that also plays a very, very important role for selection of the software. And many of the popular software, they archive the student content, which I already discussed in the last part. So that is also one criteria, but it cannot be a main criteria. So this is about the content. So database and where it is checking is the prime concern about selecting a software. Now let us see how a software works. You can look at the screen, you will see it's a diagram. I have given the reference also from where this picture is taken. Now this is how the software works. The input document type, we can check everything for plagiarism. Plagiarism is nothing but copying content from somebody and putting it. But again it is, if it is text, then the software will work better. If it is image or music or any audio content, video content, the software is yet to be fine-tuned for detecting such kind of content. So right now I am talking about only text-based content. Images also is supported in some software, but not more than that, like audio plagiarism, video plagiarism. The research working is going on. Some of the vendor claims that they have it. That is to be tested now. Now the document type, the text data, how do we store documents into the files? The major we type with the Office document. The Office document formats are doc, PPT, Excel sheet, or OpenOffice document, docx, its template. So any variants of all that which is used for word processing, that file generally all software take it. And the other one is searchable PDF, where you can copy and paste content from PDF file to Word file with the same content. If it is not searchable, if it is stored in as an image, when you cut and paste, that if you are using Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V from the PDF file, that cannot be copied into other software, including Word. So we have to check it whether the computer will work only. It can be copied as a ASCII text. ASCII text is a technical term, but it means that when you are copying the letter A, the ASCII character of 65 is being matched against the character which is already there. This is the fundamental of working for any plagiarism software. So the format which support, like doc, latex format, HTML, XML, PDF, and other OpenOffice template, word process template, WordPress template, all these text-based HTML, all versions, all these are supported in most commonly used plagiarism software. So when you have a different format, then check with the software vendor whether this supports or not. So in the coming modules, you will see that which software support what kind of format. I'm talking about in general. So this kind of document will be sent into their server. Generally, all this plagiarism software is in cloud. You don't need to download a software into your desktop, except very few. The only software I found that you need to download into your software was the free open tool called Viper from scanmyessay.com. But even Viper very recently has stopped that downloading option. They don't have a desktop version, so that you can't compare the document inside your computer along with the internet connection. That is not possible. Instead of that, all softwares works on like cloud-based model. Your software is being uploaded into a cloud, and their algorithm and server will check with the existing indexed database, and it will check against the links available properly on internet platform. After some time, it gives the result. This much percentage is copied. That report is called similarity report. So similarity report, even if you cite an article, that will also show in the software. Even if you put a quotation mark, it will show in the similarity report. So it cannot be plagiarized. So I can only call it a similarity report, which I already discussed in the last part. So when you submit this document into their server, it will process, it will again produce the similarity reports. So that is what you are seeing on the screen, that pre-processing, document indexing, going to the similarity analysis, then similarity reports are produced. Now how the reports are produced, depending upon the vendor, that varies. Some vendor will be having very fancy interface or fancy output with the color combination of copied content. Some will be having only link with a only one color change. So it all depends on the features included by the feature. Now, I already mentioned what are the basic criteria required for this. Now let us see a little more up that what are the, how we can select very judiciously for a software. Now free tool and plagiarism tool, we don't need to do anything. You can just log into the server, you can use it. So look at the screens, I have attached some of the free tools and also the paid tool. So whatever paid I have mentioned in the slide is the paid, and each and every this will be covered by my colleague later. She will be showing the details of each of this. So there are two which are priced in this, which are very popularly used. One is called Turnitin, another is Urkund. Urkund is been selected by Inflimnet for giving to the universities right now under the project. But Turnitin is being used by extensively by other universities. The other UniCheck is actually an LMS which is having an integrated component plagiarism check, and CFP and Drillbait. These two are Indian vendors coming out now with the more features to check plagiarism. But all these are right now priced. So I just mentioned that price software to go, you need to evaluate the software thoroughly, that how this can be evaluated. So by keeping all these parameters in mind, let us try to select for a demo purpose a software. So selection of a plagiarism detection tool or software for academic institutions. Now you can see on the screen, I repeat, let us see something, the major selection process. I am taking a dummy screen here. What could be the selection process? So let us see the document handling. You can put 20 or 10 mark weightage, whatever mark you want to do, you can give it here. And you can also have how plagiarism checker database, how much plagiarism checker database is there. That should be given more value for it. Then quality of plagiarism testing and report. So for time being I gave 35 here. And web management, what are the features available in this software. Then the miscellaneous, how it appears, how much time it gives in the back, or how many countries these softwares are used, how many users are right now available, whether do they have scalability or not, can their server stuck when everybody start uploading the document. All this has to be evaluated. So document handling and other parameters, all these are. So I just put a technical score for that, something called TBS. Then you can give, if I am, this is the variation, I can take 0.1 into first one, 0.235 into this, 0.4, so this is one. So you can try to evaluate the technical merits of the software as I mentioned here, and you can create a weighted marks on that. So any software, this is almost correct with any software. So what you have seen is just a glimpse of how parameter can be set, and each parameter also can go in detail now. The 10% parameter have 10 question or 20 question, assigning 0.5 mark to each, like how the software is used by the users across globe. So you can ask how many universities are using it, or how many users are using it, how many students are using it, what is the database, student database, and how much content is indexed, how they are adding the documents into the database, what is the frequency, interval for how much terabytes of data is being added weekly, monthly. All this can be a question to evaluate the software. The other one is that last, which how it is producing result. So you can download few documents from article, upload into their server, and wait for the time of creation of this report. If the report is not coming in a specific time, let us say if a 2-3 page document, then result should come in 5 minutes time. If it is 300 pages, then you can give some more time. Any software, if it is not giving result within 24 hours, then we have to seriously look into that software. So we can take a margin of 24, but nowadays it doesn't take even 24, even 12 hours. Most of the software will give you result irrespective of size, within 5 minutes to 60 minutes, average I am talking. So that could be one parameter. So you have to put the mandatory parameter for selecting this software if you are going to buy the software, but you don't have any choice if you are using free tool. But take my word, any software which catches even 5% or 10% or 20%, it's a good software, because at least 5% plagiarized content can be cleared by you. Make it 0%, go for the other software if it is written 20%, because you want to see that anything is included in the thesis without citation, or in the article without citation or reference. So plagiarism content is checked. If a researcher, if I try to include something, I'll be knowing it, so I will definitely cite that. So these are the parameters and important features and other related items which is to be checked before concluding into a plagiarism detection software. Thank you very much for listening to me on this. I will not be providing much notes on this, because many of the things I have to refer to the popular software or their website, etc., which you can directly go and search it. So when I'm telling database, you go to the website and find that what are the databases you are using. So that kind of things I'm not, because it keep on updating it. So for the time being, no e-text is provided for this module. This is only for enlightening your knowledge about the anti-plagiarism software, but definitely you will have a write-up, background write-up of 8 pages, which is prepared by my colleague to refer, and it's again a compiled content on that. So let us make it very sure that it is taken from various sources for the learning purposes. Thank you very much. Keep stay tuned. I will come back with one tool to show you for the next 10 minutes. Thank you very much.